Good evening. That was like, the older I get, like, that was my workout, man. Like, I'm ready for bed. Welcome to the NASH winter concert. A little earlier than we usually do this concert. For the past several years, this concert has been done at the end of May. However, it took me, 16 years here at North Allegheny to realize, why don't you move it earlier so you avoid the AP testing and you avoid baseball playoffs and volleyball playoffs and track playoffs and softball playoffs and lawn dart playoffs and bowling playoffs and bass fishing playoffs and every other kind of playoff that we have. So it seemed to work out pretty well. We do have a baseball game going on, and my principal horn is also the starting catcher for the wind ensemble. And how nice of it was for the baseball team and the athletic department to move their game from 7 o'clock to 5 o'clock so that those gentlemen could make the concert. So I want to give them a huge shout out. I know they can't hear it, but if you know any of the baseball parents, please let them know, or Coach Heck or Coach Sabo, please let them know that I gave them a shout out, because I know that's not easy for them to do. The piece you just heard was entitled Shimmering Joy by Tyler Grant. It's a new composition for concert band, and this is in fact the NASH concert band, and I'm really proud of this group this year. We have accomplished a lot this year, and I have several people that I'm going to have to thank tonight, and several people that are going to win awards tonight, so I kind of want to keep it moving. I actually have a script here so that I don't hopefully forget anyone and don't ramble on like I'm doing right now. But I'd like to first thank our central administration, our superintendent, Dr. Shearer, for being so supportive of the arts. It's sad because you hear a lot of places, unfortunately not in our immediate location, but where the arts band, orchestras, choirs are being cut, and that's not happening here. They really value the arts here, I believe, and they show it with strong support. So I really want to thank our central administration, our superintendent, and our Board of Education. And at this concert, I especially want to thank our three principals here at the senior high school, led by Dr. John Kreider. It's a fabulous place to work, and it's nice because they leave me alone. They don't micromanage the band thing, but yet they have they still keep, they're on the pulse of it, and they know what's happening. So it's really a nice mix to know that you're not, you know that you're appreciated, but that you're not being micromanaged. So I want to thank those three principals as well. And a special thank you to our department chair, Mr. Bob Tozier. If you read any of my Facebook posts or whatever, I try to give a shout out to him as much as possible, because he's here way more than any of you guys realize. He's here Sundays, Saturdays, he's here late at night. So I want to thank Bob. I think he's back there now, so can we please give Bob Tozier a round of applause? Okay. We are going to continue our portion of the program with some movie music / pop music made famous by Adele. This is from the theme music from the James Bond movie Skyfall. Thank you. Darian Sensasti on the alto saxophone, and Aiden Klobuchar on the drum set. Nice job, guys. Okay, my next bit of thank yous, the NADBP, you guys. Whether you're an executive board member, you help in the uniform room, the concession stand, or you just make sure that your student gets here on time, thank you guys. And especially Mary Lynn Tesotto, our band booster president. So please give all you guys, thank you. Give yourselves a round of applause. Would also like to thank someone who is with me literally every day. And takes care of all kind of paperwork for me, and she even makes a really good cup of coffee. I don't know if she's even in here right now. She's probably working somewhere, but Ann Helgerman is here every day with me, and she takes attendance, and she gets paperwork done, and only because she loves the band. For no other reason. She had 3 students come through the band. They're all very successful. One is a music major working on his master's degree, I believe, at the University of Illinois. One is working on his doctorate, I think, at Michigan. So we got some not real bright kids here, right? That was a joke. They're all doing really well, and she just loves the band so much that she comes in and helps out every day. So I don't know if she's in here or not, but give Mrs. Helgerman a round of applause. But she's back there. Okay, it's also this concert that we acknowledge students for all the hard work that they've done throughout the year. And I would like for now all concert band students who are part of the North Allegheny Marching Band, please stand up and be recognized. Played a very, very successful concert at the Grand Ole Opry a few weeks ago in Nashville. What a thrill that was to play at one of America's greatest venues. It was really cool. Okay, anyone in jazz ensembles 1, 2, 3, or 4, stand or remain standing. And you'll get a chance to hear these fine musicians. I believe it's May 17th. Jazz 1, 2, 3, and 4 will be here on this stage. And this Friday, Jazz 1 will play at NAI along with the 3 middle school jazz ensembles. So if you're not doing anything, that's usually a really fun night. Okay, I'd like to acknowledge now our indoor percussion and concert percussion members. Anyone in here in indoor? Or wave, because you're already standing, some of you. Stand up. Yeah, indoor percussion had another extremely successful year. Went to something they call a Super Power Ultra Galaxy All World Regional. I don't know, but they finished 3rd, like in the championship round, from like drumlines all over the country. So that was really cool. So yeah, give them a round of applause for that. And they also won the local circuit here. They call it Trewa. I just like to say Trewa. So they were the Trewa indoor champions this year as well. Okay, we're going to continue on with some more music. This is a piece by one of my favorite newer composers for band, Brian Balmages, and this is called Boom and Bust. And by the way, I hope that you take the time to read the program notes that we put in there, because each of these pieces do tell a story. And sometimes if you take a look at that and you hear the music and you go, oh yeah, okay, I get it now. So this is Brian Balmages' Boom and Bust. Thank you. As I said, extremely proud of this group. I think you can see why. Those of you who've been coming for concerts for a long time, this group's always pretty good, but I think this is an extra special group, don't you? I think they play really well. Give them another round of applause. I'm very proud of you guys. And not only that, tonight we acknowledge some award winners that have demonstrated various things throughout their careers here at North Allegheny. But I also think it's very important to acknowledge all of the seniors for putting in, hard work and dedication and practice and putting up with me for that long. My goodness, not many people can do that except my son, and he's even wearing thin. So all seniors in this band, please stand up. Guys, thank you so much for wonderful 4 years. Awesome, thank you. We also have, and check it out in your program, we have a number of students who are playing in more than one band too, to kind of help out, where we had some holes, not only in this band, but also in symphonic band, and we have some people playing on a different instrument as well that they wanted to learn. Mainly, I think back in the percussion, we have quite a few, right? Wave, if you're not a percussionist, and Bridget, yeah, and Maggie, yeah, and Amanda. Yeah, well, man, you're a percussionist now. I've heard you play snare drum. You play better than I do. All right, so we're going to finish up our portion of the program with a piece by a really good friend of mine. You're going to hear some of his music a little bit later as well. His name is Patrick Burns. He's the director of the Bloomfield, not in Pittsburgh, but in New Jersey, community band. And this is his work entitled Time, A River of Passing Events. Sorry. We'll be right back with our symphonic band. However, in the meantime, I think we have an infomercial for you, I believe. See if he's back here. Hang on. Okay, I'd like to introduce to you a good friend of mine, and we were kind of connected long before I even knew him and he knew me. Mr. Frank Farina was the band director here for several years, and he's the one that put North Allegheny band program on the map for sure. And I student taught with Mr. Farina in 1997. Unfortunately, I came after the Rose Bowl, so I didn't get to go on the Rose Bowl trip with him. I came in January after they had already returned. But his son, Frank, has been at our concerts faithfully now for the past several years, and he heads up the Farina Foundation, which does a lot to help students with instruments and raising money, and they hold a lot of events, and he wanted the opportunity to speak with all of you, and I thought instead of just having some dead air while we switch bands, we'll have him talk to you about an event he's having on July 14th. So, Frank Farina.
Hi, hello. A lot of you might know the name Frank Farina. He was the director of music here before this building was built. So a lot of what you see around you is the foundation of what Mr. Tozier and Mr. Steffen has created on top of that, Mr. Baldanzi as well. I mean, it's just, yeah. So one of the things that my father was really proud of and wanted to make sure happened was that every kid, student, child had an instrument in their hand, was able to participate in the music programs. And whether they were economically challenged or physically challenged, he got an instrument or in the chorus or in the string orchestra. So after his passing, we created the Farina Foundation. I'm sure you might have heard of it. And what we do is we provide scholarships, grants, lessons, music, instruments, materials, you name it, to the underprivileged kids in the community, as well as those that are challenged in many ways. It's inspiring work, especially when we partnered with Children's Hospital and the Pittsburgh Children's Institute, where we can see how much joy an instrument brings to children that just want to bang on a drum or strum a ukulele. But to do these things, we need your help, and it's real easy. I know many of you have instruments in your basement or in your attic. You just kind of bring it to us, and we refurbish them through the music centers. And we have a Play It Forward program where we have applications that go out to all the band directors in the region, Pittsburgh region, and the kids that qualify that are in need, we get an instrument in their hands after they've been refurbished or donated. So that's one way to help the youth in our community. Another, because there's a lot of school systems that the music programs are cut. They aren't as robust as this. We're so blessed that this is tremendous. And we all know the benefits of what playing an instrument or being part of a choir or in the orchestra does for not only one's attitude and spirit, but for their brain development. So, so one way is the Play It Forward program. You can find that on our website, or you can find it on NA's website, NA Replay, and you can get a hold of me that way to accept the instrument, and then we'll get it out to whomever will need the instrument. The other thing that we're having on July 14th out at Marshall Middle School, we have an event every year, sometimes 2, sometimes 3, but this year we're having a concert in the woods. There's a flyer out back, and Marshall Middle School was gracious enough, North Allegheny was gracious enough to allow us to perform and have this property for an event that will include food trucks, Cello Fury, I'm sure you might have heard of them, Jessica Lee, Mark Strickland, Eric DeFade, all Grammy Award winners, jazz vocalists and guitar and flutist. Chris Jameson from The Voice will be there, and the Clarks Acoustic will be there. So it's a big day. Tickets will go on sale May 15th. The flyer for that is right out back, and we'd like to see you there. The more the merrier. Also, there is a sponsor. If anyone has a business or would like to sponsor the event, there's sponsor forms in the back. There's also the flyers in the back, and there's the Play It Forward forms in the back. So, thank you for your time. I appreciate the staff here allowing me to say a few words, and it's truly an honor to be allowed to be a part of this organization and others in the community. So you should be proud of yourselves, making sure your kids keep practicing and picking up the horn. So, all right, thank you so much.
What a band, right? How about that? Yeah, man. To give you some indication, several years ago, that piece I opened with the Honors Wind Ensemble. Several years ago. And they just played the living whatever out of it. Yeah, give them another round of applause. Thank you, guys. Wow, what a... Yeah, that trumpet section, right? Okay. All right, more thank yous. Running lights and sound for us tonight. We have back there Bob Tozier once again, Kevin Zebley, and Joe Borsch. So please give them a round of applause. They do a great job with all the sound and light stuff. Thank you, guys. Okay, some more acknowledgments here. Anyone in this band that made the Allegheny Valley Honors Band? I think we had a few. Please stand up or wave. Stand up. There you go. AV Honors Band, yeah, okay. Okay, any members of the Tiger Marching Band, please stand up. That includes color guard and majorettes and dance team. Good, almost all. Amazing. Okay, anyone in jazz ensembles 1, 2, 3, or 4, remain standing or stand or wave. And our fabulous indoor percussion and concert percussion groups. Stand up if you're an indoor or concert, or wave, that works too. Okay, and then once again, while I'm at the thank yous, I want to acknowledge all the seniors in this group for an absolutely fabulous 4 years, and this year being actually one of my favorite. All seniors, please stand up. Thank you guys so much. Okay, and I'm happy to report to you that our baseball team did win. We beat my alma mater, thank goodness, Seneca Valley. I like when Seneca loses. And one of our actually members of this band were part of that team, Ben Tharp. So thank you for making it back, Ben, and good job on the win. Okay. All right, we're going to continue with another what I think is a very interesting composition, and it's one of those that kind of tells a story. So if you read the program notes about it, I think it'll help explain a lot more about what the piece is, or just sit back, relax, and listen to it. This is Robert Buckley's Gathering of Eagles. Okay, thank you again. What a band, huh? Well, how much fun? Yeah, it's a lot of fun. A lot of fun. Yeah. Yes, please. I would say, how lucky am I to be able to come and work with this every day? It's humbling for sure. Okay, we're going to hand out a few awards now for individual students, and this is always difficult because there are so many kids that deserve something, but you can't give something to everybody, and each one of these awards means something different. What we do try to do, though, is obviously it's all seniors, and what we do try to do is not repeat. So, in other words, once you win something, you can't, your name gets, you're pulled out of the hat. You're not allowed to win anything else. And I always feel bad because there's always maybe some hard feelings. Well, I did this and I did that. Hey, you're probably right. And I have a grid that I go through and mark down, honors bands and attendance and all kind of stuff. So there's a formula that goes into it. But like I said, I'm appreciative of all of these seniors and the work that they have done. Give all the seniors another round of applause just because. All right, most of these awards are sponsored by the Instrumentalist magazine, which is a worldwide publication for bands and orchestras, the official magazine of the Midwest Band and Orchestra Clinic that's held in Chicago every year. And they give criteria for each of these awards, and of course it's a way for them to make money because we have to buy them. But so we're going to hand out a couple of these tonight, but the first one, this is the Instrumentalist Magazine First Chair Award. So the winners of this award need to be sitting, obviously, first chair, have significant solos and leadership abilities within the band. So I'm very happy tonight to present the first Instrumentalist Magazine First Chair Award to Matthias DeSato. Matthias. Okay, Instrumentalist Magazine also sponsors an award called the Merit Award, and we're going to give two of these actually right now. Again, it's the purpose of the award is maybe not the greatest musician or natural ability or makes all world band or anything like that. But the problem here at North Allegheny is most of these kids are really good musicians, and these two are no exception. They're great musicians as well. So the first Instrumentalist Merit Award goes to Alex Dunmeyer. Yeah, they all get a piece of paper to hang on their wall. Okay. The next Instrumentalist Merit Award, again, goes to someone who's I think has really given a lot to this program over her 4 years. She plays in multiple ensembles, been a 4-year member of the marching band. Just all around, just a very dedicated young lady. So this Instrumentalist Merit Award goes to Jessie Conway. Okay, so we'll spread these out throughout the evening. We're going to continue with a piece we just started working on a little while ago, and after playing it, I think we should have worked on it maybe more than just a little while ago. So we'll see how this goes. This is a wonderful new composition by David Gillingham. It is entitled "Pedal to the Metal." And we debated whether to do this as the closer or Heberty Suite as the closer, and we agreed that, well, we think we play Heberty Suite pretty well, and we want to leave you guys, making sure you guys leave, symphonic band with a tap in your toes and a good sound in your ears. So we'll do Pedal to the Metal first, okay? David Gillingham's Pedal to the Metal. Okay. Ooh, give me a minute. We should have closed with it, huh? Now it's going to be anticlimactic. No. No, Hebrides Sweet's a great piece. We hope you enjoy that as well. Okay, we're going to give out three more awards here before we play our last piece. The Marine Corps every year sponsors 2 awards called the Semper Fidelis Award for Band. Semper Fi means forever faithful. And again, you're not necessarily giving this for their musicianship, although again, like I said, these are terrific musicians. It's you know, I have to read what the description of the award is. The Marine Corps Semper Fi, forever faithful, and I really, these 2 names came right to me even before I worked in my little point system or whatever to give them out. It's amazing how it came out that way. So, the first Semper Fi award for band goes to Miss Paige Hartle. That's our little handshake from freshman year. So, okay. The next Semper Fi award for band, and again, this young man is extremely faithful. He's anything you need, he's there. You need help. You need this set up, that set up, this fixed, that fixed. He's always there to help you out. So, this Semper Fi award for band goes to John Hoffman. And our final award until we play our last piece goes to a percussionist. As you know, a few years ago we lost a dear member of our family, Mr. Ryan McCutcheon, and several things have been done to honor him, all of which are certainly deserved, and I wish that we could do more for such a wonderful young man, a wonderful family that he has. And we decided to do an award every year in his memory called the Ryan McCutcheon Memorial Percussion Award. And I consult with our percussion advisor and our 3rd assistant band director. I don't know if he's here or not, Evan Brown. So Evan does a great job with our group, so give Evan Brown a round of applause. If he's not here, he'll feel it. Okay. So the winner of the Ryan McCutcheon Memorial Percussion Award goes to Emma Gunn. And again, as I said, all of these seniors up here are terrific. There's not a bad one in the bunch. I can say that with 100% accuracy for sure. One more thing about this band that I'm extremely proud of. As you know, we traveled to Nashville, Tennessee a few weeks ago. And this band in front of you, as well as our Honors Wind Ensemble, our Intermediate Wind Ensemble, and our 3 jazz bands, played in a clinic-style situation. And what I thought was going to be a little bit less stressful because it wasn't a competition, although when we go places, we usually don't have any competition, but not to be competitive. I really wanted the kids to get a chance to work with working, successful musicians. So we got some guys that had won Grammy Awards and have played with the Duke Ellington Band and have played at the Saturday Night Live Orchestra and teach at Vanderbilt and teach at Belmont. And one of the gentlemen's name was Greg Snyder, who I've become pretty good friends with, as I know he is friends with my college band director, Dr. Stephen Gage. And I don't know if you guys remember the first thing that he said to you when he came up, but he said, I was in Massachusetts area a week or 2 ago, and I was judging bands. And he said, I was there for 2 days. And he said, I didn't hear one band up there that sounded like this. They needed to hear you. He was talking about this symphonic band right here. So I'm extremely proud of this group, and I want to thank you guys. Okay, we're going to conclude our portion of the program with a wonderful suite of movements entitled Hebrides Suite by Claire Grunman. There are 4 short movements, so if you could hold your applause in between movements, that would be greatly appreciated. Thank you. Hebrides Suite. I'll be back.
Okay, so since Todd is looking for his score, we are going to go ahead and draw these baskets right now. Again, I'm Mary Lynn Tesotto. I'm actually the band president of the North Allegheny District Band Patrons, and my lovely assistant, Vanna, also known as Guyana. I want to thank you. I want to thank you all for your tremendous support, not just of our band program, but also of your students who are up here behind me on the stage. What you guys do for your kids is amazing, and they wouldn't be up here if they didn't have your support, so thank you. You should give yourselves a hand. Okay, so we're going to do this really quick now that Todd has his score. So I'm going to draw for these 2 baskets that we have to raffle off tonight. The first is the Teen Fun Basket. So if you bought a ticket for this, get ready. And the winner is, last name, Pfister. Do we have a winner? Congratulations. The next is our Mother's Day basket and includes a bunch of fun stuff. So if you bought tickets for this one, keep an eye out for keep an ear out for your name. Last name, or sorry, the full name is Meg Caruso. Carusa? Do we have a winner? Meg, are you here? And last but not least, I want to thank you for your support of our 50-50 draw. This is to raise money for our general band fund, and everything that we raise, of course, goes to support the kids that are here with you tonight entertaining. So I'm going to let my lovely assistant draw the winning ticket. For this one, you'll have to know your numbers, so watch your tickets, please. And the number is 362-7840. 362-7840. Do we have a winner? concert.
I will tell you, that's a first in 22 years. I've never forgotten a score. Okay. Well, something has to go wrong. Something goes wrong. Okay, ready? Okay, just give us 1 sec, and we'll get the wind ensemble set up, and we'll finish up the evening. So I think it's on page 31. Chest on page 31. We doing what? American organ chest during. Then American chest. Okay, here we go. Set. Chest. Chest. There it is. Nice big breath. Good blended balance. Okay, see? Ready? And. Thank you. That was an original composition composed by one of the members of the band. Maggie Johnson wrote that. Well, while we're paused here and we're going to do a number of thank yous and awards, I want to thank the gentleman standing beside me here, Mr. Stephen Baldanzi. Yeah. This is year 16 for us. Yeah, we last longer than most marriages, I think, right? We go to counseling sometimes. Yeah. No. But, I mean, my brother, my friend, these kids couldn't do what they do if he didn't teach his kids down at NAI to do what they do. And I hope you come to his concert on May 12th, I believe, correct? Monday? Yeah, May 12th. So all honesty, please give Mr. B a round of applause. Okay, at this point I'd like to acknowledge all of the marching band members that are in Wind Ensemble. If you're in marching band, stand up. And you played at the Grand Ole Opry. If you are in jazz ensembles 1, 2, 3, or 4, remain standing or stand up. All members of our fabulous indoor percussion group, either stand up or wave. And that includes concert percussion as well. I forgot concert percussion. Any concert percussion members as well? Okay. And again, we're going to hand out some awards here, but man, it gets tougher and tougher every year, so I think they all deserve a round of applause at least. All seniors, please stand up. Thank you guys for a fabulous. Seniors, up. Seniors. Thank you. Okay, we're going to give another First Chair Award sponsored by the Instrumentalist Magazine. You remember we gave one to a symphonic band member. And again, you have to be sitting first chair, tackle some of the tougher parts, and do it with class, and she certainly does that. So this First Chair Award goes to Riya Yadav.
Thanks, Dad.
You're welcome, daughter. Okay. Okay, the next award also is sponsored by the Instrumentalist Magazine. It's pretty much self-explanatory. It's called the Musicianship Award. Obviously, you just have to be a great musician, and this young man certainly is. And he plays an instrument that a lot of times doesn't get a lot of credit, but without this instrument, the band just does not sound good at all. And he does a terrific job of making this band sound terrific. So the first Musicianship Award goes to Kenny Barron. Our second Musicianship Award, again, the young lady's a terrific musician. I can't say enough nice things about her for sure. Musicianship Award for band goes to Nicole Rue. Nicole. We do also hand out a few jazz awards tonight because it's a larger audience and we like the kids to get recognition. This first award for jazz band is the Director's Award for Jazz Band, and this really goes to a person that shows up early, sets things up, tears things down, hooks things up, fixes things, sometimes even when you don't really need him to, he does it anyway. Yeah, big help though, huge help, great musician. And when this person comes up to get this award, you're going to wonder what in the heck's going on, and I'll explain to you after I present the award. Director's Award for Jazz Band goes to Andrei Lisowski. You're probably wondering what the heck is a piccolo doing in jazz band? As good of a piccolo player he is, he's just as good, if not better, as an upright string bass player in jazz band. So that's some opposite ends of the musical spectrum there. So thanks, Andre. Good job, buddy. Okay, next one is a Director's Award for Band. Again, someone that's over here helped set up chairs. This young lady is also a fabulous musician, as you've already heard and will continue to hear. She's extremely helpful. Always asks, Mr. Steffen, can I do anything for you? What do you need? And then comes in, sits down, and plays a multitude of clarinets and plays them well. So the Director's Award for Band goes to Kara Clark. Kara Clark. Yeah. Now I know what Mr. B feels like. Okay. This next one is the Director's Award for Marching Band. And again, I've watched this young man over the past several years of his career, and he kind of quietly goes about his business leading and fixing things, and he's learned how to lead, I think, amongst his peers, and that's a hard thing to do. But just kind of watching him behind the scenes, fixing formations in marching bands, saying, hey, Mr. Steffen, I think this needs work, or I think this is going really well. And we noticed it, and he probably doesn't even realize that we noticed it, but we did. So the Director's Award for Marching Band goes to Xuan Shao. And one more award before we play some more. The Quincy Jones Award, and it's Quincy Jones Award for Musical Diversity, and I didn't have to do my little grid to figure this one out, obviously, after you heard the piece that she just composed. Wasn't that wonderful? The high school kid, you know. So the Quincy Jones Award for Musical Diversity goes to Maggie Johnson. Okay, we're going to continue with a fun piece that we probably should have rehearsed more than we did, but we'll see. We'll see what happens. I know they're going to have fun playing it. Regardless, it's entitled Sea Rock City. Thank you. Yeah, Sea Rock City. That's a fun piece. Give me one moment here. I need my paper. I'm so sorry. Hey guys, nice job on that, by the way. Okay. Anyone in this group that made the Allegheny Valley Honors Band, please stand up. AV. PMEA Honors Band. PMEA Honors Band, please stand. PMEA Honors Jazz Ensemble, Honors Jazz. Gary, you made it. Stand up, Gary. Gary, you made it. PMEA District Band. PMEA District Orchestra. PMEA Region Band. Region Band. And get a load of this. PMEA All-State Concert Band or Wind Ensemble. All right. 2 more awards here, and then we're going to continue. This next award was around long before I think Steve and I were employed here. There was a gentleman by the name of Carl Poto who gave a lot of his time to the band, and I knew he was a fix-it man too. He fixed instruments, he fixed the trailers up, he fixed whatever, and over time, I guess he had passed away, and then over time they decided to do a Carl Poto Memorial Service Award for the band. So it usually goes to someone on loading crew, someone who's led that group and organize. That's a tough task on a marching band night to organize all those instruments and pack them into 2 little trailers. So this year's Carl Poto Service Award goes to Wills Kraus. Again, before I was employed here at North Allegheny, there was a young man by the name of Brian Mills who passed away, and while he was a student here. And his mother contacted me a few weeks after I was hired and explained the situation to me. And one of the things I said to her, Teresa Mills, is I promised that I would continue giving this award out. And she doesn't mind me saying this. As a matter of fact, this is what the award's about. It doesn't necessarily go, this award doesn't go to somebody because of their great musicianship. And again, this person is a great musician, but that's not why he's receiving this award. It's called the Spirit of the Tiger Award. And it's someone who shows a lot of spirit in the band, and we have a lot of those. So it was a very difficult selection process. But this year's Spirit of the Tiger Award in memory of Brian Mills goes to Jack Lopazinski. We're going to continue with a piece that we performed down in Nashville, and the piece was written by a good friend of mine. I already told you about Patrick Burns, who wrote Time, River of Passing Events, for the concert band. As you know, as many of you may or may not know, in July of 2014, my wife passed away. She drowned while we were on vacation, and I got a call about 9 months after that happened from Pat, and he said, "Hey, I wrote you a piece. It's a grade 5. It's going to get published. Let me know if you like it." And he sent me the MIDI, and I was like, compositions are expensive. It's usually like $1,000 a minute is what they usually charge for every minute not for every minute they work on it, but for every minute of music, it's usually about $1,000. And that's cheap. It can range up to $2,000. So this piece is about 8 minutes long, so that's in between what, 8 and 16 grand. He charged me nothing for it. He said, it's my gift to you. And it was performed by the PMEA District 5 Honors Band. We performed it down in Nashville, and the judges absolutely fell in love with it, and I think it's going to take off. This is entitled Oasis by Patrick Burns. I told the band this, I think, not yesterday, but the day before. You think, life is horrible and unfair and cruel, and then you realize I have a friend that wrote that for me. Life's not so bad. Then I realized I have a group of kids that can play what he wrote for me like that, and life really isn't bad. And we're going to tie that piece, and I think this is probably an appropriate time, don't you think, Mr. B, to give this award? And I'm humbled to always give this award out. When my wife did pass away, the band parents so graciously offered to give a scholarship in her name. And at first, I'll be honest with you, I was like, I'm not so sure. I mean, Kristen liked music, but she liked music that went, yeah, right. So she tried, God love her, she tried to get into the wind band and jazz thing, but she was a dancer and that's what she wanted to do. But the more I gave it thought, the more I thought, well, you know what? One of the things that Kristen did is she tried really hard at everything that she did, and when she got into something, she went in full 100%. When my son became a Cub Scout, she was going to be the den leader, and she'd never really led anything like that before with kids, and she's like, I don't know if I can do it. I'm like, you'll be fine. She dove straight into it with PowerPoints and projects, and it was a terrific experience, and I thought, you know what, I think this award needs to go to somebody special that does do that goes all in all the time, and it's very apparent they go in all the time, and maybe someone that has overcome a lot of difficulties in their lives too. And I don't like to share personal things about students that they share with me because it's between us, but that has something to do with it as well. And there were a number of students, obviously, I could give this to, but in my heart, I knew that this award should go to Maeve Smith. Maeve Smith. Okay, I'm going to introduce Frank Farina once again, and he's going to give a couple of awards in his father's recognition. So, Frank Farina.
The Frank Farina Jr. Outstanding Leadership and Marching Band Award is presented to Rebecca Wickett. These are both wonderful awards. The band patrons so graciously donate money for these awards. Our foundation helps out a little bit to try to make it a little better, so your donations help with that as well. So thank you so much to the band patrons. The Frank J. Farina Jr. Outstanding Musician in Marching Band Award is presented to Christopher Weller.
Okay, one more, and we'll continue. The Instrumentalist Magazine, this is a newer award. It's entitled the National Marching Band Award. Hurrah! Yes. Again, we have so many students that are all about the marching band and are so enthusiastic about it. And again, it becomes a process of elimination, and you just kind of have to, pick somebody because they're all deserving. There's so many deserving kids up here. It's difficult. The National Marching Band Award goes to Ellie Rapp. Ellie Rapp. Okay, we're going to change the mood on you here drastically. Oasis was kind of peaceful and serene, and did you enjoy that piece? I really, yeah. What beautiful writing by Patrick Burns. This is beautiful in its own way. This is entitled Mars, the Bringer of War, from the planets. Some of you are familiar with the planets. And what is special about this transcription, obviously the Planet Suite was written for orchestra originally, a large orchestra. And if I had a fun fact about Mars, Holst didn't release the suite until after World War I because he was afraid during the war there would not be a big enough orchestra in any city that would be able to perform the entire suite, because obviously we had men and women at war. So they didn't have enough musicians. So he waited until the war was over to release the suite and have its premiere performance. The special thing about this transcription, because oftentimes what will happen is you'll have an orchestral work and then somebody else will rework the orchestral work for band. It's someone else's transcription of it or edit of it. Gustav Holst took two of the movements, Mars and Jupiter, and he transcribed or edited them himself for the British band, or what we now call the wind ensemble medium. So the nice thing is you're not getting somebody else's idea of what Mars should be. You're getting Gustav Holst's own idea of what Mars should be, written for band instead of orchestra. So you're hearing the notes through the pen of Gustav Holst. So we did peace, now we're going to bring on war. So this is Mars. I didn't want to say this beforehand, but you realize that's no easy task, what they just did. You can sit down now. It's not all about you. And some of you are probably wondering, gee, I wonder where John Williams got a lot of his ideas for the Star Wars music, huh? Came right out of there, yeah. That is every bit of a grade level 6 piece of music, which is the highest level of music that you can perform. I played that in college. I've played it with professional wind ensembles. And wow, what a group to be able to do that, right? Okay, last one. Let's give some awards and then we'll get you on your way here. I hope you enjoyed this evening of music. I know I did. This is the most, I always have fun at my concerts, but this is one of the most fun I've had at a concert, I think, in a long time. I don't know what it is. It's just a great time. Okay, we're going to give an award out for jazz band. This is the Woody Herman. A lot of you guys know Woody Herman is a big band leader. The Woody Herman Award for Jazz Ensemble. And this year's Woody Herman Award for Jazz Ensemble goes to Jacob Velasco. And you can come here, Jacob, as well as all of our jazz musicians on May 17th right here. Should be a great concert. Jacob's going to do a feature. A lot of our seniors are doing feature ballads or whatnot with the band, so come and hear that. All right, the next award, also all of these sponsored by the Instrumentalist Magazine, is the Patrick Gilmore Award for Band. Obviously, outstanding musicianship, as with the Woody Herman Award. And after you heard her play, I'm sure you would agree, Patrick Gilmore Award goes to Roshi Shing. Roshi. The Louis Armstrong, we all know Louis Armstrong, right? The Louis Armstrong Award for Jazz Ensemble probably speaks for itself, outstanding jazz musician. And this one's going to go to an unsung hero of the jazz band who never gets a lot of credit, and he sits last chair. I'll explain that in a moment. But man, without this last chair player, the jazz band would not sound good. And of course, I'm joking when I say last chair. It's the bass trombone player in Jazz Ensemble 1, Nick Zurchin. That's a joke among bass trombone players, because bass trombone's a special animal where you're playing really, it's almost like the tuba of the jazz ensembles. They always call themselves last chair trombone, but really you have to be an extremely skilled player to do that. And Nick, you were an all-state musician last year, right? You were an all-state musician last year, weren't you? Yeah, so, yeah, Nick Zurchin. And the final award of the evening is the John Philip Sousa Award for Band. And this is not only for outstanding musicianship, but also for superior bandspersonship. Gives 100%, literally all the time. Even on days where I think she doesn't, feel like it or has other things going on, because she's super intelligent too. I heard that. The John Philip Sousa Award for Band goes to Jiwoo John. And we're going to end this evening's performance with a John Philip Sousa march. A lot of people tell me, Todd, Mr. Stephan, who's ever talking to me, you end with a march, it's really anticlimactic. I mean, we just played Mars, right? What could follow Mars? But I'm a traditionalist in the way that, concert bands would always end with a march. Always would end a concert with a march. And I believe the Eastman Wind Ensemble still ends with a march. So I'm one of those guys that still believes in that tradition. This is a special march. It is called The Pride of Pittsburgh, and was written by John Philip Sousa for the city of Pittsburgh. And you can read about the story of the march in the program notes, and was just recently released. See, Sousa marches are kind of like Disney movies. The Marine Corps, they release them because they're all housed at the Marine Corps Library. They get released, and then they put them in a vault, and you never see them again, at least not for another 30 years, right? So that's what the Marine Corps, they release Sousa marches a little bit at a time. And band directors like me, we lick our chops and then buy them all again, and then, so I have a whole library of Sousa marches. I'm going to play them all before I retire. I'm going to do it. There's 138 of them. I think I'm on 70-something, so I'm going to make it. This is the pride of Pittsburgh. Thank you all for coming. Thank you so much for coming. Safe travels home, and come back and hear the jazz bands, okay? Thank you so much.